Police are searching for James Collins, believed to be...
And The Arrival, a 1996 science fiction thriller film directed by David Tohoy?
I think it's Toy. Yeah.
Toy, yeah, who is best known for directing the Chronicles of the Riddick films.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, man.
Yeah, so Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and Riddick, which I find really funny, personally.
He didn't direct the sequel to this movie, did he?
He did not. No, it's the sequel to this movie was like basically like a direct-to-video. Wait, no, that's the video game page, which I really want to play the video game, and I really want to see the sequel, even though apparently the sequel's shit.
Yeah, it's like a straight to TV. I did nothing more than just like notice there was a sequel and like tuned in. Just wait a minute, there's no way. It ended so perfectly.
Throughout this whole movie, I saw shades of a bunch of other movies in it. But with Charlie Sheen's character in particular, I saw there were a lot of there was a lot of characters that I saw a lot of with him. There's definitely some They Live, like Roddy Piper and They Live energy.
Absolutely.
Big time in there. There's a little bit of like Jeff Goldblum in Independence Day kind of vibe as like being the core scientist character.
That was my first thought too.
There's an element of I was thinking a lot of like this is kind of like a more evil Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where like he's just so obsessive over this thing, you know, like it really feels like he's being called to it, kind of thing. Just like that amount of pressure that he's putting on himself just made me think of that, like that obsession. And then just like his like. I was thinking of Bert from Tremors. Is like even though he's the scientist, he's also kind of like the everyman kind of hero. You know, like it's a really weird blend of like he's the scientist, but he's also kind of like the tough guy action hero, kind of.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's such a weird.
His outfit when he comes back from Mexico is a little bit Taxi Driver energy.
Dude, I was gonna say like the same like big trench coat thing. I immediately thought about like. Because I was thinking about Denis Villeneuve, and I'm like, dude, that's like Jack Blade Runner. That's Joe.
Yeah. For me, the biggest suffering element of this movie is like, I think the first act is a bit weak, and like you said, like it does take a while to get going.
Yeah.
And like start to like really like you don't really have enough information to go on as to like where it's gonna be, because like at first you can just think like you almost think it's in a contact direction, like, oh, it's just about a guy trying to listen to stars or whatever.
Yeah.
But once you get to Mexico, the movie starts to get really interesting.
Yeah. And like genuinely interesting too. Like I think that like it picks up the momentum that it needs in order to keep like the characters going or keep the plot progressing. But it definitely needed that kick in the pants. So I agree with you there.
Yeah. I'd say my biggest, I don't even know if I call this an issue, and I don't know how. You just have to restructure the movie. For me. And this might be like super typical, just sci-fi movie thought process for me. The strongest part of this movie was when he was in like the alien base. As far as,
absolutely.
And I feel like somehow, I don't know necessarily how they would do it. If you went to the alien base at the beginning, because after that scene, the movie's still entertaining, but that's like the peak.
Yeah.
If somehow they had like the alien base, him entering the alien world as like the final section, because it would be like a natural kind of progression. Maybe have it like, oh, he has to sneak onto the alien base in order to send the signal kind of deal. You know? I feel like just in terms of like energy and in terms of weirdness, you'd see that like, I don't know, kind of build over the course of the movie. Whereas
it definitely plateaus like right in the middle, right at that spot. You get a little bit at the end with the Kiki reveal, but
the Kiki reveal is definitely like the highlight of like that ending was crazy. Like that was a good thing to keep at the end for sure. But and then I mean, I'm a little bit biased in that like I love these kind of cheesy like conspiracy type of movies. Like this is very much my bag. I definitely like understand people like not having fun or not enjoying it because of how not seriously it takes itself. But yeah, overall it's not my favorite of this kind of movie. It has structural problems, but I enjoyed it. I think Charlie Sheen's performance, if not good, is at least very entertaining for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, what did you think?
I'm right there with you with the pacing issues. But in terms of the characters, like it's Zayn and Kiki's movie, in my opinion. Like it's yeah, there isn't really a lot going for it other than just being carried by a very over the top, albeit interesting performance by Charlie Sheen. I think it's fine, he's your protagonist, but like I didn't really care about the girlfriend character. Didn't really I don't really care about this is gonna kind of suck, but like the Alana character, they like granted gets the plot going, but they're just
Yeah.
as unfortunately plot devices. But
They're there to get killed and to add some stakes.
yeah,
And because they're like, we need some hot ladies in this movie.
we need some short haired ladies that auditioned for Rosemary's Baby and didn't get the role.
It's the 90s. The shorter hair, the better.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, like it's pretty standard. Like
Laura Dern was too expensive for either of those roles.
Yeah, no, it's just like a pretty standard, like besides like the super over the top moments, which I rave about, but that I'll talk about, I'll think about for a while. Just a pretty standard conspiracy. It combines a lot of conspiracy elements together, which are interesting, and once again, Charlie Sheen he does sell it in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty run of the mill at the end of the day.
The police are searching for James Thomas, believed to